Hi there BookTube, it's Eleanor and today I'm going to do my September wrap up. Because I've already done quite a lot of roundups throughout the last month. I've been doing weekly roundups of what I've been reading. I'm not going to go into great detail on the books. I'm just going to take you through all the books that I read this month, what star rating I gave them and a brief idea of what I thought of them. So without further ado, let's begin. This month I read a total of 21 things, 10 books and 11 comic issues. I gave 5 5-star ratings, 8 4-star ratings and 8 3-star ratings. So all in all it was quite a good month for me and I read some really good books. So let's get on to the books. The first book I read was Tomorrow When the War Began and I gave this 3 stars. The next book I read was Landline and I also gave this 3 stars. A good book all in all, but not my favourite of Rainbow Rowell so far. Next was a surprise read for me. It was Born at Midnight by C.C. Hunter. I went into this fully not expecting to enjoy it, but it was a really good read, a really easy read, a real indulgent, guilty pleasure read. I loved it, 4 stars. My next book was The Collected Works of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. I loved this book. Definitely the best book I've read this year so far. 5 stars all the way. It's a definite must read. Next I read The Secret Place by Tana French. This book was okay, but it went on a bit too long and I didn't really enjoy the plot too much. So it was okay, an okay read, 3 stars. Next I continued on with the Song of Ice and Fire series from A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I read Storm of Swords, Part 1, and this is part of my Goodreads BookTube Reading Buddies group, Buddy Read, and I loved this again. Great book in the series, 4 stars. Next I read Lumberjanes issues 1 to 5. This was okay, I'm not going to continue it though. I gave the issues in respective order, 3, 4, 4, 3, 3. So an okay series, but it's got to be a real humdinger to draw me in nowadays. Next was another surprise for me actually. I went into my first Brandon Sanderson book thinking that I wasn't going to enjoy it, I was going to find it a bit hard going. Not really read an awful lot of sci-fi, so I was thinking it might be a bit too much for me. Loved it, easy to read, fast pace, what an excellent book, really great, 5 stars. Next I read Deadly Class issues 1 to 6. I really enjoy this comic, so I have subscribed to this on Comixology on the app to download one issue every time it comes out, and I gave these in respective order 5, 5 and then the rest of them 4s. Next was Acid by Emma Pass. Really good book, quite easy to read, not so keen necessarily on the story, but it was a standalone, so okay as a standalone, 3 stars. Poison Princess by Kresley Cole came next, and this was 5 stars all the way. It was not what I expected at all. I was expecting it to be along the lines of your usual YA, paranormal, a little bit cheesy, a little bit of insta-love, and it was much darker than I thought it was going to be, a lot more interesting. The plot was really interesting, something I hadn't heard of before, using tarot cards. And the romantic storyline within there was a little bit more complex. And lastly this month I read Horns by Joe Hill. This is my first foray into anything sort of horror, any of Joe Hill's novels, and I really enjoyed it. It was probably not what I was expecting. I didn't find it particularly scary. I found it quite interesting, quite fast paced. 3 stars, a good 3 stars. Wouldn't rave about it, but yeah, enjoyed. So that's my September wrap up. What I'm going to do each month is I'm just going to go through the books that I've read, give you a quick update, tell you what stars I gave them, and then every month I'm going to pick one favourite. The one book that I recommend that all of you read, and that book, if you haven't guessed, is The Collected Works of A.J. Fikry by Gabrielle Zevin. I can't push this book enough. I really enjoyed it, so this is my top pick for this month. Okay everyone, that's it for me for today, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. As always, please comment and have a chat. I'd love to chat to people, and if you like this, give it a thumbs up or subscribe. Okay then, bye BookTube.